Listen, my experience with that, after about like 6 months, I realized the jewelry that I had purchased was fake. Once I got it like checked out, they were like, yeah. What's up, GQ? This is Jarvis Landry, and this is how I earned, saved, and spent my first $1 million. So I grew up in Convent, Louisiana, small town, single parent household, just me and my older brother, Gerard, you know, country, a lot of country.
Did you ever consider going anywhere else, or was it always LSU for you?
Yeah, well, again, like my mom made that decision for me. You know, she decided that leaving Louisiana wasn't a thing to do, so she convinced me to go to LSU, and honestly, it was one of the best times of my life. And obviously being close to home, being close to family was definitely something that was important to me. But LSU definitely was a time in my life that like really kind of molded me and shaped me to be the man I am today. So the thing that's ongoing at LSU in our school, like the standard is if you have to play more than 3 years, then you might not be that guy, you know what I'm saying? So going into my 3rd year, I want to make sure that, you know, I did everything possible to make sure I get drafted. So it was no spring break, it was, you know, summer school, it was training twice a day, doing all of the right things, right? And, you know, it paid off in the end. It was amazing to hear my name called. It was one of those moments that, like, you know, you can always have in your mind about what you think it would be, but until it actually happens, it's a whole different feeling. And then having my grandmother there, my mom, my uncles, my family was something obviously to share with them. We're moving up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So it was a special moment. Okay, we've talked about how I've made my first $1 million. Let's talk about how I spent my first $1 million. The first chunk went to my mom, paying off her bills. At the time we lived in the same trailer, so she lived in the same trailer, but I wanted to make sure like the trailer was paid off, all her debts was cleared. I think that was around like $30,000, giving back to my mom. I brought myself an Audi A7. I decided on the Audi because I had saw it. At the time, it was like just coming out. I used to like that, like the wing came out the back, like you press the button, the wing come out the back. $70K for my Audi. I also got my mama car, so you can throw that into that expense. Probably my next purchase in Miami, I would probably say was jewelry. Listen, my experience with that, after about like 6 months, I realized the jewelry that I had purchased was fake. So that was like a tough pill to swallow. I brought a Rolex. I think I brought like a little small like Jesus piece. I brought like a Cuban and maybe like a ring or two. Well, the bezel had fell off my Rolex. I was like, this should not happen, obviously. And then once I got it like checked out, they were like, yeah. When you get to the league and you get your money right, when you get in the locker room, you ask a guy that's seasoned, a vet, that you trust. They'll have, you know, a couple options of jewelers that, you know, you should consider. You know, I don't never give guys like just one guy and just say like, hey, this is my guy, this I use. I say, hey, look, this is the guy I use, but you know, I know these other guys as well, and let them decide on how they work their relationship out with their jeweler. 3 years later, I brought a Rolls Royce, a Wraith, and that was probably like my biggest purchase at the time, but also it was like one of those things of like, I've always wanted that car. So being able to like, okay, I can afford this. And my financial advisor, I remember we were at the Super Bowl in maybe like Houston or Atlanta, and he was like, you can get your dream car. And I was like, what? He was like, you can get your dream car. And literally got on the phone right then and there, and when I got back to Miami, it was waiting on me. My rate was 300.
2 more stacks then.
Right. That was my biggest purchase. I think my next biggest purchase was then getting my mom out of the trailer and moving her into a more comfortable place and a better home. So that was another 300. That was like so worth it, like just that moment, and then obviously being able to like, you know, put her and give her the space that she needs to, you know, all the things that she deserved for how much she sacrificed for us. I felt like being at that time, I had the means to be able to give her that. So that was money well spent right there. Yeah, well, mom doing me in, huh? So I had a rookie dinner my first year in Miami, and that kind of got wild. And I thank God for Mike Wallace. I remember like not understanding Miami nightlife. Obviously I'm from Louisiana, small town, you know, and being in Miami nightlife, things can get expensive quick. I had the opportunity to like take those guys to dinner, take them out to a couple clubs. I think we went to Prime 112 and then like Story or Live. So obviously that night can get pretty expensive. And Mike Wallace, he scared me a little bit with the check. He's like, nah, I got it, bro. So I only had to pay half of it, which was like 10 to 15. Outside of that, like nothing else, like from a party or like trip standpoint, that was like, you know, got up to that ballpark. Now it's cars and houses. That's what it seems like. That's why it seems like everything is going, you know, cars, houses, businesses, and things like that. The rest of this I saved. It's very important. I think the biggest thing is having the right people around you and having a plan. You know, you can still treat yourself or reward the people that surround you, take care of your family, but also be able to like set yourself up for later down the road. Honestly, when we get to that point, it's weird, like when you get to a stage where it's like, you think like you need all the money in the world to like have this or have that access or whatever it is, and most times it's like given to you in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So I think the thing that like money couldn't buy was like the experiences that I had, you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time.